All right, it's Reset Sunday, and we're going to talk about your calorie breakdown. Calorie breakdown. So you go into your MyFitnessPal, right? Into your MyFitnessPal, and it says, all right, hey, Shakita, you need to, based off your goals, based off everything that you said, how active you are throughout the week, how your age, weight, height, all that great stuff. And then on top of that, what your ultimate goal is, if you're trying to lose weight, maintain, or gain, it's going to give you a number. Okay. Go ahead and open up your MyFitnessPal so you can follow what I'm saying here. I'm pulling mine up so that I can give an active example. So I'm going to use me as an example. I know that I am trying to gain muscle mass. That is my goal. I want to put on muscle. I still want to continue to burn my body fat. I'm not trying to do massive weight loss or anything like that. But even if I was, I put this in here into MyFitnessPal, and it's going to shoot out a number for me. Okay. Everybody's number should be different. There's not one person on this call that should have the exact same number. Everybody's going to look different. It might be a roundabout, but everybody's going to be a little bit different. Okay. So the way that it has it set up, mine is connected. I have an iPhone, so it's connected to my iPhone and everything, all that great stuff. Okay. It's also calculating how many steps. Now, I done went to the grocery store, went to Home Depot this morning. It says I'm already at 1,100 steps. Fine. I'm there. It's going to break that down into mileage. So what that's doing, the more that you're moving, say if you have like one of those watches, an Apple Watch, a Samsung Health Watch, a Fitbit or whatever, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to calculate those same things. And it's going to say, hey, you're pretty active, or you're not really that active today, or whatever. And it's pretty much going to add it to your calculation. So you see that top line on your MyFitnessPal when you first open it up, you're going to see calories remaining. It's going to give you your goal minus the food plus the exercise equals how many calories you should be consuming for that day. Again, it's your goal minus your food plus your exercise equals how many calories you should be consuming based off all of the variables that you put into your MyFitnessPal. This is your lifestyle calculator right here. This is the cheat code. You got it. So mine, I'm going to shoot my numbers out there based off what's going on today. And I have not logged anything. Okay. So right now it says that I have a goal of 2,550 calories for the day. That's based off me wanting to gain muscle mass, how active I am, and what is also picked up about me just in general. Mine is 0 because I haven't consumed anything. Now, if you consumed a 100 calorie bar, then yours might say 100 at this moment. 2550 minus 100. That's what yours might say if you calculated or if you've already input your food. Mine, I haven't put anything in. So right now it's at 0 plus exercise. Remember those 1,100 steps I took? That gave me 5 in calories. So it's going to add on 5 more. So right now, my remaining balance is 2,555 calories that I need to consume. Okay. Now, when you think about it, you're like, well, darn, Reagan, how do you break up 2,500 calories in a day? How do you do that? That's crazy. That is just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to use my example, and this is what I'm going to be doing for you all throughout this week. Now, one could, divide 2550 or divide whatever your calories are right now. You can divide that, and you can say, well, how many meals do I plan on eating per day? I'm only going to eat 3 meals per day. Okay, well, then that's 2550 divided by 3. That's how many calories that you need to be consuming per meal. If you follow what I'm saying, say you follow, you can come off mute, or you can just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Just let me know you're following what I'm saying so far. Before I go a little bit deeper, because I am going to go a little bit deeper here. Okay. Boom. About to break it down for y'all real quick. Okay, I got some thumbs up. Perfect. So here we go. I am going to break down. 1 second, y'all. I pulled up the wrong calculator. Oh, no, I didn't. The devil is busy. No, I didn't. Okay. So my number is 2550. I'm just going to use my original goal, 2550. Right now, I'm currently on a zone diet. Most of us are. That means 40% of the food that I'm consuming will be carbohydrates, 30% protein, 30% fat. Now, number of meals for a full day. This is what I have. I like to eat around a good 5. I eat a good 5 or 6 meals per day, but I'm going to do 5. So that means per meal, I need to have 51 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat, 38.2 grams of protein. If I broke that 25-55 down, or 25-50, excuse me, because that's just what it starts out with. That's before I do my workouts. That's the number before I do, I'm walking around at Home Depot, Walmart, Target, whatever, before I'm going into another gym or whatever. How many grams of carbs I should have per meal? 51 grams, fat 17 grams, protein 38.2 grams. So you might look at yours and be like, now, goodness, great. What in the world? Like, how are you going to do all that? That sounds crazy. But then again, you have to remember, what did you put down for yours? What did you say that your goals were? You have to remember that the math is already there. It's already done for you. You have to now say, I want to trust the science. Not only am I going to trust the science, I'm going to lean into it. I'm really going to try to hit these numbers. So it doesn't mean now that I have like this 51 grams of carbs, y'all might be thinking, Lord, she about to have pasta and she about to have waffles and pancakes and all sorts of craziness or whatever on her plate. I'm going to do the same thing. No. Hold on for a second. Remember, you have to think about those refined carbs. You have to remember those refined carbs. You might say, well, Reagan, what the heck are refined carbs? Refined carbs are all of those carbs. It's exactly like what it sounds. Somebody had to make it. They had to process it to be the way that it is. So your refined carbs are your breads, your pastas. You don't just pick up a pasta from the ground and it's just there. Somebody had to make that. Same thing with your cakes and your cookies. Somebody had to make it. It did not come naturally from the ground. But you also think about fruit juices, sodas, things of that nature, condiments, your ketchups, your mustards, your maple syrup, your barbecue sauce. Everybody like a little Sweet Baby Ray's or whatnot. Your barbecue sauce. All of these fall in the whole group and or bucket of refined carbs. Now, so going back to that 51 grams that I have, it doesn't mean that I can just load up on refined carbs. Because am I going to be hitting my carb goal? Yeah, more than likely. But am I also going to be going over in my sugar? Probably. My sodium? Yeah. Is it going to be something that my body's going to receive and be able to break down? Probably not. So I'm going to be looking into bloat. It's going to aid towards hypertension if you have those issues. You have to really watch out for those refined carbs, because we hear carbs and we automatically go off like ding, 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 ding. Girl, I can load up on, these mama sweet mashed potatoes and da, 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 da. No, you got to slow it down. So you might say, well, Reagan, and what kind of carbs are you going to eat, sis? Like, well, what you going to do? Because you got 51 in a whole meal that you need to eat. And not only just one time, you got to do that for several meals. Well, I can break down what my meals look like. So in the mornings for me, based off my goals and what I have going on, my morning breakfast might consist of like 3 to 4 eggs. I'm going to get me some turkey bacon in there. I love some avocado. I'll probably get a piece of avocado toast. I might saute me up some spinach. I might do the same thing with some, peppers and onions, and put that with my eggs. And I just might enjoy that. And that could be my whole entire meal. I would hit my protein. I'm going to hit my carb goal, and I'm also going to hit my fat goal. And you might say, well, that's 51 grams. Well, look at what else I had with it. I had my vegetables. I might put a little bowl of fruit there. Your vegetables and your fruits are your carbohydrates. Again, let me say that one more time. Your vegetables and your fruits are your carbohydrates. Those are your complex carbs. So you have your refined carbs and you have your complex carbs. You have to be friends, good friends with your complex carbs. You have to break up with your refined carbs. That's a bad relationship. This is a good relationship. That's the way you got to balance it out. Now, let's be real. Every now and then we like to flirt back on around back on around. We like to flirt right on back around with them refined carbs, aka, that not so good boyfriend. Okay, because he's fun. He look good. He smells good. You try to flirt right on back with him, knowing good and cock and picking well. That ain't your friend. He ain't for you. You have to understand how to treat this relationship. Your refined carbs can be very tricky. I'm not saying you can't never have some ketchup on your hot dog again. I didn't say that. I didn't say that you can never have a piece of pie again, or you can't have a little Coke float with a little bit of Coke every now and then. Really, more of then, not really now. You don't need to have that right now. You need to understand how to have that relationship with those refined carbs, is what I'm getting at. And you really need to alter your thinking to say, okay, my fruits and vegetables are in fact my carbs. That's why you can have so many more vegetables if you want. You can. And it doesn't mean that you can't have a sweet potato. You can. You just have to really watch your serving size. The glycemic index on those are a lot higher than it would be for your vegetables. So you got to watch those type of things. But you can have your sweet potato. You can have the regular potato, but the sweet potato, I think the glycemic index is a little bit lower. You can have rice. Ain't nobody say mama's dirty fried rice, dirty rice. I ain't say fried rice, and I didn't say red beans and rice. I ain't say all that now. I didn't say all that. But you can have rice. I ain't say you got to smother it with gravy. But you can have these different options. You just have to know the options that's going to be best for you. Okay. And that is what we'll kind of break down. Well, Reagan, you said I can have rice. What that look like for me? How much rice can I have? Well, we're going to go through a number of variables. What is your medicine looking like? What's your workout regimen looking like? Okay. If you just at home chilling, you might want to stay away from a lot of the carbs, the potatoes, the rice and stuff like that. You might want to kind of ease it, just be real easy with those. But if you're very active and you're moving around a lot, you're not working from home, then you might say, okay, I know that I can have me a little bit of rice. And that doesn't mean you got 2, 3 spoonfuls of rice. That might mean you might need to do just one little single serving and have a whole bunch of vegetables with it and a good 2-ounce protein with it. And that might be good enough for you. Okay. But we'll talk about those different things. So that's carbs. Then we go into fat, 17 grams of fat. On average, you're looking at anything below 10 grams of fat per meal if you're trying to do some extensive weight loss. Okay. If you're trying to do some real extensive weight loss, your fat is going to be a little bit lower. If you're trying to be a little bit moderate, put on some put on some muscle mass, then you can stand to flirt a little bit more with your fat, okay? Because fat is good. I repeat, fat is good. We do need fat. We need the right type of fats. That doesn't mean that that's a free pass to go get that Popeyes fried fish sandwich. It's not that. It doesn't mean that you can just load up on all of the food, the chips and nachos and whatever else that you want whenever you watch a good little movie. You got to watch out for that fat, okay? There are several different types of fat that you need to be mindful of. And those are the fats that we're not even going to incorporate. If it's in a bag, if it comes in a packaged item, those are the fats that you need to refrain from. Again, they fall in that refined carbohydrates list. Here we are talking about refined carbs again, but most of those packaged items are that. And then on top of that, they're the wrong type of fat. So you might say, well, Reagan, what type of fat can I eat? Well, your nut butters are going to be good. Well, Reagan, I'm allergic to nuts. What can I do? Well, you have your avocados are really good. Reagan, I don't really like no avocado like that. Okay, well, we already said nuts, the type of oils that you use, the type of oils that you cook with. The type of oils that you cook with are exactly what you need to focus on whenever you're cooking your food. And I'm sure Shamika can speak to this, with you. But when you're cooking, you can't use your regular, your vegetable oils. You got to start flirting around into your olive oils. You got to go into those thicker oils. Those are going to be good for you. They're going to be the type of fat that you need, that your body's going to receive, that's going to cook well with your food. You're going to receive it well, and your body's going to be able to process it well. Those are the type of fats that you need to lean into. So stay away from all of the excessive fats that you find in packaged items. Shamika just put in there grapeseed oil is a good one. That one is really good for, like, when you're frying something. Your grapeseed oils, avocado oils, that's another good one. Coconut oils, coconut really thin too, but another good one. We already said olive oils, plant-based butters, they have those as well. So you can get your fats in the way that you need to without pulling out that bacon grease, okay? All right, cool. So your fats, we do need our fats, we just need the right type of fats, okay? And then last but not least, protein. Now, because I'm going super hard, got to be super aggressive. My protein goes at 38.2. I always try to aim for 40, but 38.2 is suggested for me if I'm breaking that 2550 down into 5 different meals. It is saying that my protein goal for one meal is 38.2 grams. That's a lot of protein. It really is. But that's also 30% of my food for the day. I have to hit it. I have to absolutely hit that. And so what that might look for me is, instead of having that 4 ounce pieces of that piece of salmon right there, I might need to go and get another little sliver. I might need to go for 6 ounces instead of 4. It just happens that way. Protein is so essential, and a lot of the times we're not hitting it. We hit our carb goals with no problems, no problem at all. We hit our fat goal, no problem at all. But where we all tend to kind of slack and lack just a little bit is whenever it comes to that protein. You got to hit your protein goals. And you also have to remember, everybody else's goals are not yours. You need to know how much protein you're putting into your body. Look at your shakes, the way that you're breaking down your shakes. If you're only doing half of the scoop, are you getting the full amount that you need? Should you be doing a full scoop? Should you be doing a scoop and a half? Should you be doing 2 scoops? Make sure you know that you're getting enough protein in your diet. Now, if you're just starting out, don't feel like, oh my God, this is another thing that I'm not doing right, blah, 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 blah. I just want you to get in the habit. Get in the habit of being cognizant of, okay, I got this, I got that. We're so used to building our meals around what mama and grandma used to make the meals like. You had you a meat, you had you a vegetable, and you had you a starch. That is the way, well, I'm going to speak for myself. That is how I grew up. We had a meat, we had sometimes we had 2 meats, let's be honest. We had 2 meats. It's Easter Sunday. So I know we would have at least 2, maybe 3 meats for us. We might have 1 or 2 vegetables up in there, and then we're gonna have a whole heap of starches. You're gonna have you some potatoes, you're gonna have you sweet potato casserole, then you're gonna have macaroni and cheese, and then somebody gonna come around the corner with them sweet Hawaiian rolls and or some good old what is it called? Cornbread. Whoa. And we have gotten used to just eating that way. And then here I come around. It's like, no, y'all, you have to restructure your plate. Restructure your plate, the way that your plate needs to look. Listen to the things that we just said: your fats, your proteins, and your carbs. Think about the things that we listed with those things. For fat, we didn't say nothing about load everything up with cheese. We didn't say that. We didn't say that at all. We said how you prepare your foods. That's what you need to remember for your fats. Now, for your proteins, you need to have you a solid protein. Everybody's not on everyone's not eating fish and red meat and chicken and turkey and what have you. So you also need to think about, if you are vegetarian and or vegan, you have to think about those options that work best for you. And we can talk about those offline. But main thing, the heavy duty portion of your plate should be your vegetables. So begin to prioritize those even more. You're going to always hear me say that, hey, work on getting more vegetables, work on getting more vegetables, because most of us are not. Vegetarians not even getting enough vegetables in their diet, period. So that is something that you really want to focus on, because they're like, it's free game right there. It's free game. Get those vegetables into your diet. I promise you, your body will love you. You will be happy, and prioritize those vegetables over, well, dang, what kind of carb am I going to eat? Or dang, what type of, I need a starch. What kind of starch? Start to retrain your mind. and reshape your thinking to think differently about what you're putting into your body. Questions? Let me see. That's what helped me that day, upping my protein to 6 ounces. What helped you that day, Shamika, upping your protein to 6 ounces?
So that day, I weighed all of my meat, and so I ended up.
Uh-oh, I think we lost you, or maybe I lost you. Can you hear us?
Those were the only thing that's kind of what helped me is just weighing it that day so I could know exactly how much I was getting. And by the end, I actually met my protein goal.
Perfect. So yeah, y'all, when you weigh, and if you're unfamiliar with like, well, Reagan, how many ounces should I be consuming? I can definitely break those things down for you if you want to go the weigh-in route. Now, it definitely makes sense for Shamika's lifestyle because she is a chef. And for anybody, I mean, weighing doesn't have to be as hard or complex as you think. It can actually be quite simple. You know, that is some extreme accuracy when you know exactly, okay, I have 2 ounces of this, I have 4 ounces of this, I have 6 ounces of that. You know, sometimes we're under eating in our protein because we get so used to, well, Reagan, I only had one piece of that chicken. Okay. And in the back of my head, I'm automatically questioning, well, was it enough? And you might think, because, you know, growing up, or for as long as you can remember, everybody only get one piece. And if you're going back up for seconds or whatever, then you might have half of a piece. When really that piece was only about 3 ounces and you need 4.5. And you didn't go up for seconds because you were like, oh, well, I'm just trying to be mindful of everything. But you went up for seconds on that cornbread. Wait, that ain't gonna work. So I think weighing is really good. We don't speak about weighing a lot, weighing our foods out, but that's something that we can definitely get into a little bit more, the educational side of that. So you'll know what you're stepping into. But great point, though, Shamika. Great point. That's how you were able to figure it out. I need to eat some more because you weighed it out and you knew that you didn't have enough. Perfect. Any questions about what was said, what was stated? Any questions, any questions, any questions? It could be any questions about anything at this point in time. I just wanted to make sure I broke that down of what your macronutrients need to look like per meal. And I will calculate those for you all in your check ins this week. Okay. I will definitely calculate that for you all in your check ins. But any questions? Any questions? Because I can get ready to wrap y'all up, let y'all get to y'all family and your loved ones for the day. All right. Well, if we don't have any, y'all have a fantastic day. I'm gonna announce the baddie of the week tomorrow. So get prepared and ready. If you're not in the group meet, make sure that you click that link on the page. Aisha, I did not forget about you, giving you access to April. I'm doing that now. Y'all be blessed. Happy Easter. And I will see y'all tomorrow promptly at 7:30 in the morning for BU Flex. Okay. All right. Have a good day, y'all.